Hey everybody, it's Alexis with Create Your Future. I am back with a brand new video. Today, for the first time ever, I am doing a video that is solely questions and answers. Okay, so if you've written in and you have a question for me that you put in one of my videos, I'm grabbing the most recent questions and giving answers that I feel like answer a lot of common questions that I see. Okay, before I get started, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And drop a line and say hello, or feel free to also put more general questions into the comment section of this video. Like I said in the previous video, I cannot answer person-specific, situation-specific questions in this kind of video. I can answer general manifestation questions, okay, which I will be pulling today. Okay, so now I'm also going to be going in between my email and going back and forth, trying to also reference the person that's writing the question. Okay, so the first question that I think I get asked a lot also from Janice Papadopoulos. I love the last name, Janice. Why is it easier to manifest for others, manifesting for others' wealth, money, vacation? Is it self-worth issues? So first of all, we want to change the story and be thinking it's as easy to manifest for myself as it is to other people. And if this is common for you, if this is something that you feel like you resonate with, similar to Miss Janice, then you want to be asking yourself, what are my belief systems and what are my assumptions about helping other people, putting other people before myself? Okay, so as a general idea, when you begin manifesting and consciously creating your reality, I just have to fix this, you guys. Does any other mom have baby wipes everywhere? Okay, I do not change diapers out here for Logan, but they're everywhere. Okay, so if you tend to think that you begin focusing on something, but it's easier to do for other people, then do you have ideas and assumptions that when you start doing things for you, it shows up for other people first? Or do you have assumptions that other people get what you're wanting? So just to answer, if that's something that you're experiencing, there's two things usually happening. Number one, there's ideas and assumptions that other people get what you're focusing on. And number two, when we begin manifesting and consciously creating things for ourselves, it can show up sometimes in other people first. If it is showing up in other people, or you feel like it's easier to manifest for others, you do want to change the story, change the perception and thought, like, oh, it's so easy to manifest for them. It's easy to manifest for me. But you guys, you are the center of your reality. This is the answer to most questions. And I'll keep on coming back to this in this video. You are the center of your reality. What you think about you, what you think about other people, what you think about the situation projects into your reality. So tailor it back to you, thoughts of you, right? It's like, no, this really is my sphere of energy, my reality. So therefore, it's super easy to manifest for me. I can create and I can consciously choose the version of me and the version of them, if it's an SP, of what I want. This is easy to do. It's fun to do. The caveat, though, that I've said in other videos is that learning how to consciously do that and retrain your mind that your reality comes from you and that it really is your sphere of energy, for most clients, isn't an easy process, okay? I say the word easy and not saying that, oh, choosing a version of a person is easy, but that along the way it gets easier. Let's look at it that way, okay? So to sum it up, if you feel like it's easier to manifest for other people versus yourself, do you have underlying assumptions that also it's easier to take care of people than it is for you to take care of yourself? Do other people come before you in your reality? I have so many clients over and over again that we need to change assumptions and belief systems and ideas through the thoughts we're choosing, that we are as important as other people. A lot of people have been programmed because of their family system or relationships or their marriage or their situation with their SP, that the SP is more important than them. It's not to say that you can't take care of people and be there for people and be available, but we want to always remember that I matter, I'm important. I am the only thinker in my reality. So I'm the one choosing and I'm the one thinking on purpose that when I help others, it helps me, or I'm just being present for other people, right? This isn't go into an egotistical, overblown, ego-driven, I'm the center of the universe type of thing. But you want to make sure that even when you're manifesting or helping for other people, that you're knowing it comes from you and that you matter too. You're just as important. Okay. All right. So let me get to the next question. There were some questions that came in that were situation specific. And again, I don't have time to answer that in a video like this. And that's really what one-on-one coaching is for. I want to say too that if you're watching videos and you're trying to hack your mind and hack your reality through the content that I have, that's great. But each success story and all the people I've worked with, it's specific for them. So you really want to be making your manifesting and your conscious creation specific for you. And that's what coaching is for. It's not videos and all that, and courses of mine are not to take place of the one-on-one work, the deep dive into you and being supported. Okay. Now this is from Rayanne Roxy. I'm assuming that, because assumptions create, I'm assuming that everyone has their name public on YouTube, so it's okay if I say it in a video. If SP can feel what we are thinking and affirming, what about us? Can his energy, positive or negative, affect our manifestation? Okay, so there's a couple. I'm going to be toggling back between this so I can answer the different questions and the video. So I'm looking at the camera when I'm talking. So can your SP feel, if your SP can feel what we are thinking and affirming, what about us? Can his energy, positive or negative, affect our manifestation? Only if you think that it can, okay? If we come back to the energy that you put out, that you are an energetic molecular structure as a human being, your cells are moving right now, and that you are energy and that they are energy, right? It's really coming back to the idea that this is my reality. I am the only one that's affected. I'm the only one that's creating. I'm the only one that's affected by me. I'm at total cause and creation of my experience, and I am choosing the reality that I want to live in. So if you're thinking that you can be affected by their energy and their thoughts, then yes, that's true. Now, the other thing to think about this, you guys, is when you're interacting in your 3D reality, right? Most of us are affected or have a feeling or a reverberation in our own energy system of the energy of other people, right? So, and I think this is a big misconception in the manifestation, the current manifestation circles that I see, and what people tell me is that you're supposed to be walking around just affirming and thinking and so autonomous and so sovereign and not affected by other people. Well, that's probably not going to be true, okay? Unless you're, like I said to a client this week, unless you're living on an island alone, you wouldn't get angry at anything, or affected or frustrated or annoyed or irritated or sad. Or it might happen on an island alone about the coconuts. You might get angry at the coconuts, okay? But the thing is this, is that we are here trying to consciously create and recreate and change relationships. If you've spent time being affected by the energy of other people, it's just because the other people are the problem, okay? So the more that you can consciously create and consciously change your thoughts of other people, the less likely and the less occurrences you will have of being negatively affected by them. But when you are affected by them, you want to come back to, what is this really about? What are my feelings? What am I feeling in my human body? And what is this about in terms of my assumptions and my belief systems? Excuse me. And where does this trigger come from? Right? When we are affected by someone's energy or what they're saying or their words, it's dialing it into, what's this really about within me? What does this remind me of? What is this about? What assumption, what belief system is this about? But I'm changing that with my thoughts. Okay. So just as a general, like, overarching answer to this question, yes. And the other thing is, if SP can feel what we are thinking and affirming, yes, that's true. What about us? The thing is, this is, we're getting too caught up with this kind of with this kind of focus in the SP. The thing is this, you guys, your mind creates, like right now, I'm thinking something. It creates into my subconscious mind. My subconscious mind projects like a projector. So with the SP, the specific person, niche market here, like niche market, meaning that's what we're focusing on, not as a marketing term, but as a place of manifestation, right? We want to come back to that, not so much they're thinking what I'm feeling. And this is no, it's like, I get it, but your mind projects a movie and who's in the movie. So if you are feeling affected, right, this might really give an answer to the question also. If you're feeling affected, positive or negative about the person, you want to come back to what am I creating? Who am I creating? Who are they? And just remember that your thoughts are overheard as a projection of your reality, and that your thinking creates your feeling. So if you think that the SP is feeling what you're thinking and it's bad or whatever, and you're monitoring all this and it's a lot, come back to what thoughts am I holding about me? What thoughts am I holding about them? What thoughts am I holding about the relationship? Your thoughts reign supreme, and your thoughts create the whole trajectory of the projection of the manifestation. Rewind that and say that 5 times fast. Okay. So in any event, we just don't want to be too caught up in what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Are they thinking that? Are they feeling that? You can only be affected by someone's energy if you hold that thought that you are, but you want to bring it back to you and have the focus on you, because again, like my answer to the first question, you are at the epicenter, you're ground zero. You are the only thinker in your reality. So we want to be thinking about what you want, training the mind to think about what you want. Okay. Next question is, this is a good one, and this will, I think I have 2 more questions to answer given the time that I've allotted for the video. So this is from Elise McDowell. Ooh, would love to see your opinion on this. If you could take everything you know that works and boil it down into general manifestation routine practice for people, what would you recommend? Okay, now I have a like 3-pronged, multi-pronged answer for this, and it's foundational, secondary, tertiary steps to becoming a conscious creator of your reality. This is also summed up in a course I have, which is how to become a master manifester. Okay. What I see a lot of people do that really sets them back and holds them back is they jump right to SP creation, hyper focusing on the specific person, which causes them to hyper focus on all the things that they're changing and all the things that are wrong. Okay. If I could dial it back, you guys, the most important thing to enact first and to create first and to get a hold of first are your thoughts, and to really, really, really learn to do so. I can't tell you how many people book sessions with me and they've done my hypnosis recordings. Let's say they're doing the Parrot app, they're scripting, but then all throughout the day, they just cannot get a hold of their thoughts, which is the mental diet. Okay. Your thoughts are key to reprogramming your subconscious mind. So you first of all want to find a way that works for you to understand how to be in control of your moment to moment thinking and what is happening right here in your mind. Okay. So some good affirmations and good ways to think about that are, I am in control of my thoughts. I can do my mental diet. I am in control of my mind. It is simple for me to think new thoughts. It's simple for me to change my story. I can do this. I can get a hold of my thoughts. Now, the thing is this, that needs to be a foundational step, because if you're trying to just rapidly change the story about your specific person and you really aren't getting anywhere, or it's so difficult and you feel like you're pushing a cart up a hill, it's because you really don't know, or we have it ingrained that you're in control of your thoughts. And I want to come back to some science here. Your mind has 3 parts. It has your subconscious mind, it has your conscious mind, and then it has the critical filter, critical faculty that's in between the 2. Look at it like this. The subconscious mind is the party. I heard this analogy in hypnotherapy school and I'm going to try to access it. Okay. I remember it. The subconscious mind is the party. The conscious mind is the line outside the party to get in. The critical filter is the bouncer. Okay. So like if you were think of it like a Beyonce concert, there's the line to get in. And then there's that big guy, that big person. It could be a man or a woman. Okay. Who is holding, who comes in, who's at the door. Okay. We need to open up the critical filter and the critical faculty in order to train the subconscious mind. When you're rapidly affirming and just changing with a bunch of affirmations about your SP, chances are you're not doing that and you're feeling a lot of resistance. Now, question is, how do we put the critical faculty, the critical filter, the bouncer into abeyance? It's gently and easily through a system, talking to yourself differently instead of getting angry at yourself, changing a bunch of things, affirming a bunch of things. So that's why the self-talk that you engage with, like Neville Goddard talked about in every book of his, your inner conversations with self, your self-talk about you, your thoughts about you, and the way that you talk to you about your thinking is so important. So it's gently training your mind. No, I am in control of my thoughts. I'm changing this. I'm changing my story. It's simple to do so. It's simple to be in control of my thoughts. I can do this. It's actually getting a little bit easier and easier for me. Now, even as I say that, it's a gentler way of speaking. Now, you just don't want to be aggressively speaking to yourself within and getting mad at yourself, because that holds the subconscious, like that bouncer, the critical faculty of the subconscious mind. They do this. They squeeze onto what they have because there's a lot of fear, fight or flight that gets enacted with change in the human mind, the human experience. This could go into like a symposium of, I don't know, 10 different videos, which again, not enough time for today. The question was, how do we boil it down? How, given all the people I've spoken to in all the years that I've been a manifestation coach, how could I boil it down? Number one, it's foundationally understanding and telling yourself and being in control of your inner chatter, your inner thoughts, your inner story. That is the thing that I see that most people just do not want to do. Okay. And they fight me on it. And, you know, you book a session with me and I don't change the method or, you know, become like Miss Softy because you're resistant to the method. No, we have a method that works, and changing your thoughts, reprogramming your subconscious gently and easily, systematically is what works. Okay. Now, if you're going through something, I always hold your hand and we get tissues and we even sometimes cry together, right? I'm always so touched by some people, I might shed a tear, but it doesn't come back to how do we change things? How do we recreate people in our reality? It's this way. So number one, foundationally, to boil it down, it's getting a hold of your thoughts, a hold of your story about you, right? Now, number two is that's like a group of thoughts to have. I'm in control of my thoughts. I am in control of who I am. This is my experience. It's my projection. I'm changing this. I'm creating what I want. Number two is thinking not of, but from the version of you that is different, that has it, that has more confidence, more self-esteem, more love, more want from whatever it is that you're creating. Creating that story, same way, systematically, gently changing that. But choosing the version of you and choosing to think from that, not of that, like it's, oh, I'm over there. It's no, if I'm that now, I'm thinking that way about myself now. This is who I am. Number three, specific person story comes in. Now your mental diet and the thoughts that you're thinking, the story you're creating, it is all you. It is, but I would say the formula that I've seen work, if I can boil it down, is it's 70% who am I? It's self-concept. Who am I in the chosen reality? Who do I want to be? Therefore, I am that now. It's not waiting for it to happen. It's not taking your cue from them, or someone says something. I have the motivation. I get evidence that I'm moving forwards. They did one thing for me and then I know it's working. No, it's choosing. This is who I am now. It's a non-negotiable. Stop waiting for people. Stop putting yourself on hold, waiting for evidence and waiting for SP to do something to be that version now. If you were with them now, if you had them now, you would be that version. So you got to be that. It's a non-negotiable. That's step two. Step three is who are they, right? You are the basis of it all. And I stand by that. Your thoughts about your thoughts about your mind are number one to get a hold of. Number two is your thoughts about you. Number three is the story of them, right? So this is great, right? I love this question because a lot of people just jump to, I'm changing the SP story, Alexis. I've watched your videos. I have 20 affirmations for him. This is what I'm doing, but I want to know what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Get out of anxiety, out of frenetic energy when you go there. We all do, right? We can all go there and all be that way about a myriad of things in our reality, but you got to learn how to slow down your mind, Slow down your mind. Slow down the thinking. Make your mind an ocean of thought. It's a pond. It's a sea. It's a pool that's still. Even as I did that, it was kind of hypnotic. It's like EMDR, rapid eye movement therapy. Okay. You got to learn how to do that. Slowing yourself down, being in control of your thoughts, creating and thinking from the version of you that has what you want, that is wanted, loved, adored, chosen, wealthy, prosperous, like loving and thriving life. And then number 3, the story of them. Now, the big caveat to this is also not putting on hold your happiness, your stability, thriving, being joyful, and loving life, right? That's the other thing I see a lot of people do is like, oh, I'm waiting for him or I'm waiting for her to come back. Gosh, this is so difficult. I feel like I'm just sitting around. No, the point of consciously creating your reality is to know this really comes from me. And if I was with them, I would be happy and thriving and loving life, having a good time. So you got to get out there and have a good time as you change the story, right? Okay, I think that answered that question. So that's how I would really boil it down to those 3 steps: being in control of your thoughts, in control of the version of you, and in control of the story of them. It really can be that simple. Again, does not mean that it's easy, but it really can be that simple. All right, now let me get to oh, okay. So this is a really good this is from SQASGJT. Hi, what is your opinion on the thing people say that wanting to manifest an ex back is a reflection of poor or low self-concept? Now, I don't agree with that whatsoever. Why is having the desire to bring someone back into your life for a redo or replay or something, why is that a low self-concept? No. You have previously created a circumstance with someone that wasn't of the whole thing that you're wanting to choose. It happened, it was created, but why would anyone say that wanting to bring them back is a low self-concept? Because we're creating and bringing back the version of someone that is different and that it works out this time. So I think that is something people are saying, that in terms of what's possible in your reality, what else are we doing here? That's like saying that wanting to change something or wanting to manifest something different means that you have a low self-esteem within yourself, right? And that isn't true at all in terms of this whatsoever. So I'm sorry that people out there are saying that. I just don't agree with that. You did have a low or poor self-concept perhaps in the situation with them previously or the previous relationship, but also perhaps you manifested the breakup to really get a do-over, do it again, be the version of you and access the version of them that you want. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I have a ton of clients who have manifested people to come back, manifested exes back, manifested wives back, manifested husbands back, because they truly have the desire to still be with the person. Now, if you truly have the desire to still be with the person, you have to follow it. You have to, but trying to forget about it or put it on the side, see other people, forget about them, that usually doesn't work. Now, you can freely date and you can be out living your life as you are manifesting someone to come back, right? Like my answer to the previous question, I don't recommend sitting around waiting, where are they, what's going on? No, you want to be doing the totality of conscious creation, manifesting, thriving, loving your life, changing your story about these things now, okay, as you do it all. But no, wanting to manifest back has nothing to do with a low self-concept now. In fact, I would say that it's your self-concept changing because you're wanting to be the version of you and think from the version that's different. And you want to really experience having confidence, self-esteem, being lovable, being adored, being wanted by the person, and have that as a mechanism within you that recreates the whole relationship. Okay, so you can do that. If anyone's being so hard on themselves, thinking, I want to manifest him back or her back, and this means something is wrong with my self-concept. No, I completely disagree with that. Okay. Okay, so I think that's the last question. Oh, this is the last question. Okay. This is from Queen Autumn 6584. What to do if I don't see any movements and seeing the complete opposite, although you're robotically affirming? Now, I just don't like the term robotically affirming because of this. Just because you're robotically saying a bunch of affirmations doesn't mean you're changing the subconscious story. Now, if you are robotically affirming the change of the story, then that's okay. But what I see a lot of people doing is like having a list of affirmations that they've grabbed off YouTube or grabbed from someone's like TikTok or something, all the avenues out there of social media, and they're just rattling off these things. And then yes, the opposite is happening or it's getting worse. Okay, now the opposite can happen or it can get worse because you're releasing and letting go of what's no longer wanted. And the molecular structure of your reality is rearranging itself. Okay. But you have to make sure that you're actually changing the story. Now, how do you know if you're changing the story versus just saying a bunch of affirmations? It really is up to you. Do you feel like the story within about the person and about you or about whatever you're manifesting is really changing and you're feeling differently about it, thinking about it differently? Or are you just saying a bunch of affirmations? Going back to the analogy of the mind, when you're just saying a bunch of affirmations, I'm not really sure if the critical filter in between the subconscious and the conscious mind is opening up for you to change what's in the subconscious. We are, again, always trying to impress the subconscious with what is wanted, and then it projects out, right? If you're doing a bunch of things and robotically affirming that way, if it's like that, then I'm not really sure if it's changing the story, but that's up to you to investigate and to figure out. And again, that's what coaching is for, is to understand, are we really thinking new thoughts that are changing that true story, getting a hold of that story? Okay. So I've seen robotic affirming work for some people. I have used it myself for some things, but only if I know that I'm changing the trajectory of the story at the same time, telling myself I'm good enough, I can have this, this is working out for me, is a big part to that, right? You want to, again, gently be impressing the subconscious with what you want, not trying to frenetically do something that feels, there's something about the robotic affirming term that I feel like feels like that. And maybe that's not everybody that engages in that kind of practice, but you just want to make sure that you're moving through the experience, feeling what you're feeling, creating it differently, thinking about it differently, feeling about it differently, seeing you and the movie in your mind differently. Okay. Now, I did have one question that was from a previous person I had done some sessions with, a client, right? About the reticular activating system, the RAS system. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, guys. This is the very last question, but I am pretty sure that in the manifestation community, I am the first one that made a video about that. That video now must be 4 years ago, 3 years ago on the channel, on my playlist. I'm not even sure what the actual name of the video is, but I thought that was funny to ask me a question about it because I talked about that, 4 years ago, and I haven't seen, or other people talked about it since, right? But was I the first? Anyways, okay. The reticular activating system is at the stem of the brain, and it is listening to your thoughts and it's projecting out into your reality. So I will use the analogy I used previously. If I, Alexis, and I did this, was thinking about buying a Tesla. I didn't even end up getting a Tesla, you guys, but I did think about a Tesla. I want a Tesla. I want a Tesla. So all I saw were Teslas. Okay. Now I live in California. I do live in LA, so it is like Tesla land. But at the time that I was doing this, I would see like 10 Teslas parked together. Everyone was getting a Tesla. Okay. I ended up getting the cute little BMW electric car because that was just like my jam and it was the best car. I no longer have that. It wasn't big enough for a family, but that's what happened. Okay. So just like that though, when you are creating something consciously, your mind overhears it. It goes to the reticular activating system, which is back here at the stem of the brain. It projects out. That's what's going on. That often gets misinterpreted by people as a sign. Oh, it's divine. Oh my gosh, like I just thought that and then it happened. Like that's totally a sign it's working out for me. Not necessarily. Okay. It's a sign that you create your experience and that your mind is listening to what's going on. Okay. Now, the thing that's a little bit different is that the subconscious story that you have about your person or about the relationship or about whatever you're doing needs to be changed And I like the analogies more of the movie and the projection to understand that you are the center of the movie. You can't just be thinking some thoughts about your SP, the RAS system overhears, and then it changes it out there. That doesn't work that way, okay? But we do have an interesting part of our brain that we don't fully understand yet. That is when you focus on something, your mind hears it and it creates more of it. Now, if that isn't an inclination that your reality isn't really real, it's just built upon what you're focusing on, I don't know what else to tell you, right? Remember, you guys, you are the center. You are ground zero of your reality. You are the only one who can think new thoughts. You are the only one that can change all these things and choose the reality that you really want, okay? Wow. So I'm not sure how long this video has been going on for, but I did actually answer more questions than I had planned. But please keep the questions coming. I have been asked for a very long time to do a Q&A video. This is the first one, and I actually kind of like doing it. It's nice to also then have this video to reference if you have questions or to bring yourself back to when you want to be grounded in the information. I've done a lot of research and studying about this topic over the years so that you don't have to. That's the point, right? All right. So yeah, you guys, lots of juicy tips in here. And start the week out, like I always say, focusing on the version of you that you want to be, the version of you that is in control of your thoughts, thinking about what you want, creating the new story, enjoying life, and thriving because you deserve it, okay? And have a great week wherever you are in the world. If you are in North America like me, enjoy the summer. Stay cool out there, all right? And I will see you guys in my next video. I love you so much. See you soon. Bye.